we're on with the next. She runs over to the edge of the cemetery that lines up in the street. With the street. I'm still tired. I shouldn't be trying to read. It's gonna be terrible. That eases my nerves. At the very least, she'll be in public. I head back to my own apartment, holding this novel, airy feeling as tightly as I can. The last traces of sun soak out of the sky, replaced with deep shades of cobalt. It's been a good day. I stop in front of my apartment door, reaching toward the keypad lock. Then I hear it. Oh God, what? Faint melodies of some classical strain are bleeding through my door. Music. Coming from my apartment. The apartment that I haven't been to in 3 months. Did I get kicked out? The dizzy glow of ignorant happiness falls away from me all at once. I push the door open quietly, adrenaline spiking in my veins. I mean, there's a number of people that know my passcode. Of course it's not over. Was I just getting complacent? I inch into my apartment as the music warbles on. Aside from the moonlight streaming through the curtains, everything is dark. I reach out to switch on the light, but nothing happens. The music swells to a crescendo. My hands grow clammy. I tighten them against my jacket. Something pricks at the back of my neck. I whip around, squinting at the shadows. Nothing but stillness. Apartment's not that big. What is that noise coming from? What is the music coming from? I shuffle to the kitchen, keeping my steps light as I extract a knife from the counter. My heart pulses in my throat. Someone in my apartment? Could it possibly? No. No, he's under custody. He has to be. Shigeri would tell me if he escaped. I inch closer, tightening my shaking grip on the handle of the knife. Oh. Okay, Natsuki. And then something inches into the light, awash with silver. Good evening, Yama Ishimoto. Natsuki Tanaka leans against the window, arms crossed over her chest as she surveys me with a patronizing smile. Natsuki, why is Natsuki here? How did she get? What is she doing? Did you miss me? My grip goes slack. The knife clatters to the floor. What are you doing here? I wonder. You can't just waltz into my apartment. I already have. What if she's the accomplice? Get out or I'm calling the police. So, she told us to back away and to leave this case alone. That I was dealing with shit that was over my head. Go ahead. Do you believe they would listen? I fall silent at that, my head spinning too fast to track. Closing down the school, withholding information on the crime, setting up Ryota as a scarecrow immigrant. That was you? Oh dear, I could hardly take such credit I could hardly take credit for such a master's work of art. Man, I know nothing about this person. No. I'm just an ordinary teenage girl beset with high school drama and college entrance exams. A sudden thrill of rage races through my veins. I lunge forward, slamming my hand on the glass. Look, Tanaka, I'm not in the mood for games. Oh, that's interesting. I could have sworn you were just playing one. Yeah, what, D&D at the cafe? Oh, you're feigning ignorance now. I speak of the, RP, of course. How did you know? Not how, why. Why do you know? I believe we've been over this part before, Yamashimoto. It's hardly of any importance by this point. Fuck. She suddenly twists her fingers into my collar, her face dropping into a harsh straight line. What really matters is your sheer ignorance. You should have heeded my words while you had the chance. Your words. That you should have stayed out of this. All of this. She releases me, shoving me back with surprising strength. I barely catch myself against the wall. It caught the serial killer, isn't that what? Natsuki barks in harsh laughter. What, that little pawn? I wouldn't go patting myself on the back for him if I were you. Practically spoon-fed him into your hands. She clasps hollowly, every facet of her face alight in a sardonic smile. Congratulations, Yamashimoto. You think this is the end? You aren't even close. She slides to the door with cat-like grace, tapping something on her hip. Deadly feud cuts off abruptly. Oh, and you might want to change your key code. There's silence. Nothing but cold, deathly silence. What the fuck? Did she even say anything? Like, she was here, and she didn't, do anything. She just said, I told you you should have stayed out of this, and suggested that the teacher was just a pawn. Only one phrase runs through my mind. Ryota in jail. Rui alive. So what? The press is silent. The school's closed, and according to Shigeru, something's wrong with the police, too. I thought I understood everything, but Natsuki's always one step ahead. I thought I was the orchestrator, but it looks like I'm just a pawn. Still too ignorant. Still too weak. I don't know what's going on. But maybe this is where it all changes, because now I'm capable of fighting back. For Mizu, who I should have protected. For the smiles of my friends. For peace and happiness, I guess. How cliché. Maybe it's time to stop staying back, thinking that everything will go wrong. Maybe it's time to move forward. There's something behind all of these murders. I have to figure out what that something is. And I can't do it alone, but I guess I'm realizing that I won't need to. Oh, is this the silhouette on the cover? I don't know. Huh? Who the fuck? Was that me? Why would it do that? A dream of something strange. At the time, it was perfectly clear. Something so vibrant, it was almost tangible. There was smoke. Something heavy in the air. A kind of blackness filling my lungs. While I was dreaming, I understood everything, but after waking up, it felt vague, a silhouette immersed in fog. I feel like I missed something important. Normally, I might check if Natsuki's stolen anything from my apartment. To be honest, though, she doesn't seem like the thieving type. If anything, she's probably just the kind of person who relishes in the abject terror of humanity. Instead, I guess I'll wash up and get dressed and do whatever else is routine, waiting for the moment of truth until I meet Rui today. Is she gonna again? No. It's a little strange. Now that the day is bright and the sun's shining and the weather's a stereotypically beautiful summer day, I find that my head is painfully clear. Cryptic warnings? Whatever. They're only ominous in the dead of night, when accompanied by danse macabre. As for meeting Rui today, I can't deny it any longer. She's going to confess to me. Is she, though? She's going to say that she likes me, as in, has romantic feelings for me, just so I don't misunderstand, dummy. Okay, so listen up, or she'll punch me. By the way, this doesn't mean that we have to date or anything. She thought she should let me know. And that she's liked me forever, but because I'm such a dummy, I never realized it. But anyway, where was she going with this? She had a point. Oh, right, she likes me. That's all she had to tell me. Then she'll finally stop breathlessly, and I'm supposed to act floored, because she was so very subtle about hiding her feelings. Maybe it sounds arrogant, but it's true. Can't deny that, for some unknown reason, Rui Hayata has feelings for Yama Ishimoto. The problem always has been, what do I do in response? You'd think that after facing a serial killer together, anything else would pale in comparison. And, well, I guess it did. Yesterday. No, the past 3 months even. Maybe I'm having doubts now that the event is actually imminent, because for the first time, it's not something I can push off for later. I'm going to have to face it today. The thing is, I know what Misaki would say, or what Akira would say. She likes you, and you need her. What's the problem? That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Rui doesn't deserve anything half-hearted. She doesn't deserve a guy who doesn't even know how he feels, or a guy who's using her for his own purposes. What? She deserves someone who's totally madly in love with her, who'll pursue her to the ends of the earth, who'll fight for her like she's... Why do I suddenly think of Masato? Then Misaki or Akira will respond. Well, I'm sure that doesn't matter to her. She likes you for you. And I'll respond, it does matter. It will always matter. It will matter because in a few months, Rui will be disappointed, claiming that she's in a one-sided love and she'll want more from me than I'm able to give. No, you're thinking too much. It's not something you start. You can't say that, like, I don't feel. And he probably does, actually. He just has been pushing it down for so long. Because if something happens between us, I'll have no one left. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, love is a choice. Love is an action. It's not a wishy-washy feeling. You can choose to love her. Then they'll continue. Go confess, seize the day. And at that convenient moment, Rui will call me, and the shoujo manga will be complete. And speak of the devil, will tell me this is about to happen. Huh. You didn't even look at the phone. Hey, I know we were supposed to meet up today, but I was thinking that Yama. Is it Shigure? No, she doesn't call me Yama. It's somebody. My voice dies in my throat and I flop on the couch staring at the ceiling. Hi, Dad. Oh. An awkward pause. I hadn't expected this call to come today. In fact, I hadn't expected this call to come, well, ever. What exactly has been going on? I don't hear disapproval in his voice. I don't hear anger. I don't even hear worry. He sounds distant, just like how I feel distant. Nothing much. It sounds feeble coming out of my mouth. Of course stuff's been happening. They've been paying the hospital bills. They've been receiving notices from the school. Who knows? Maybe Shigure talked to them. I want to hear it from your own mouth. And Mom. Yama, what's this about a serial killer and Rui and... They weren't supposed to call. They were supposed to be ignorant, able to keep their son at a distance, abiding by whatever arrangement was most comfortable to them. Yeah, there's been disappearances at the school. It was actually because a faculty member at the school was kidnapping students and murdering them. Yes, we heard. I can't believe it. He almost killed Rui. Death silence follows the statement. I wait, my palms sweating against my pajamas. So, the hospital visit. Yeah. Another silence. So much for not bothering my parents. Yama, you almost died, didn't you? You'd better tell me that there was no other option, son, and that you called the police. There wasn't, and yeah, I did. There's yet another silence. It's almost as if we're co-workers rather than family members. To be honest, I can't really say why. It's not like my parents hate me. In fact, I know that they care for me. Things used to be different. We were a close family in a way. Mom and Dad were always smiling, always laughing, always excited about their restaurant. Oh yeah, they have a restaurant. But after Mizo, son... Huh? Did you hear your mother? I pause. Dad sighs. We're coming to pick you up. Now. Wait, what? Leave? Now? There's too much unfinished. There's too much that I'm leaving behind. There's just too much. Honey, we thought you'd be safe and happy in Isamu with Rui, but I am. Oh yes, I could tell that from the hospital notices and from the serial killer that was apparently after you and Rui's necks. I'm not going back home. You're crazy. Dear, please calm down. You're coming back, Yama Ishimoto. I'm not burying another child. And suddenly his voice cracks. Losing my other kid. Just like that, the distance between us shatters into pieces. I fall backwards, my mind flailing for explanations. Expectations, guilt, nostalgia. We've been distant for years, we've barely spoken. Most times I don't even come home for the holidays. Oops. Because after Mizu died, all they did was push me away. Right? Did they? Or was I the one who pushed them away first? I don't remember anything. I don't remember anymore. All I know is I don't want to go back. Not yet. I still need to stay in the city. I still have so much to discover about Ryota. About the news, about everything. But it's probably selfish. No, it's definitely selfish. All this time, I thought that my parents sent me to school with Rui to kick me out. But it looks like they've just been trying to care for me. Shouldn't I repay the favor? We're getting in the car. Pack your stuff, Yama. We'll be there in 3 hours, honey. On the dot. 3 hours. 3 hours to say goodbye to all the friends I've made, tie up all the loose ends I've left hanging, including my visit to Rui, if I'm gonna visit her at all. What will I even do when I return to my hometown? Sleep? Watch movies? Waste a day just like I used to? No, I might not be in Isamu anymore. But that doesn't mean I can't do anything productive from home. No! Okay, have a safe trip. Bye-bye, honey. You be safe too. With that, the call shuts off. Man, I don't know. I don't like the school being closed just because it's like, you know, that was our common link with all of our friends. Now, I don't know. I probably should feel relieved or happy or grateful for learning that my parents haven't been ignoring me this whole time, but I only feel blank. Maybe the distance is too much. Maybe it's all too late. I carelessly begin to throw some of my belongings in a luggage, but stop short checking the time. 3 hours. I have just enough time to visit one friend, then pop over to Rui's house before my parents arrive. Who? Just one person? It seems so sudden. Well, then again, I guess I shouldn't be making this a big deal. Not exactly moving to a different planet. Still, if I can only see one person, who should I see? Achievement unlocked. Casanova? Oh, Ari is there. Alright, first let's see what that achievement is for. Oh. Harem King. Have the option to choose to visit all available heroines. I guess because, like, whenever I had the choice to spend time with any of them, I always took it. Just like now, I'm going to save it and go through all of... I'm gonna visit all of them, because I can control time. Who first, though? I guess I'll do them in order of least favorite to most. Considering the circumstances, this is probably the best person I can talk to right now. Whenever I hear that, I always think I'm gonna hear voice. Ah! Why would you fucking... Hey, Amma, what's up? This is kinda sudden, but are you busy with work right now? No? Why do you ask? Do you think we can meet up? Silence pervades over the line. She didn't hang up, did she? Are we going on an adventure? What? So, no. No, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Oh, I see. So where do you want to meet? How about the court? Yeah. Oh wait, the school's closed. KFC! Or not. Have you ever been to the river by school? River? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, I'll see you there in a bit. She cuts the call. So that Crimson Crusade email. Do we think that was, what's his face? The murderer? Teacher? Faculty guy? Or Natsuki? Oh, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. The day's beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkles skittering across the surface of the Rainbow River. If we hadn't almost drowned in it twice, if I hadn't almost drowned in it twice, I might have actually appreciated its beauty. As it is, I can barely bring myself to approach a bench that's a good distance from the river's edge. Ah! Again! I find Misaki already waiting for me. Her elbows are propped on the railing, a faraway gleam in her eyes as she overlooks the cityscape. Ow, that's odd. Normally she'd be absorbed in her phone, snapping photos of everything around her. I tap her on the shoulder to get her attention. Afternoon, stranger. Oh, you're here. It's about time you showed up. Oh, sorry for not having superhuman speed. Could always just jump into radioactive waste like all the other superheroes. Does the Rainbow River count? As pretty as it is, it's plenty polluted. So you're saying you already have a superpower? If I said I could destroy enemies with one punch, would you believe me? Not in the slightest. You'd need to be bald for that. I think the show's actually just called One Punch Man. but how that relates to having a superpower is beyond me. So, what did you want to talk about? It must be important if you couldn't tell me over the phone. I fixed my eyes on the churning river, taking a moment to decide how to break the news. I'm moving away. Moving away? You mean back to Seto? Yeah, my parents weren't very happy when they heard about the incident. They told me to move back with them. They don't think Isama is safe anymore. Misaki's fingers curl around the railing. Her gaze still transfixed somewhere off in the distance. I see. And after we just reunited, I just thought that maybe we could spend some time together, just like when we were younger, but I might have been getting pretty ahead of myself. Despite her composure, there's a catch in her voice. I'm sorry, Yama. I shouldn't be this upset. I awkwardly reach for her, then step back and settle for an awkward pat on her shoulder. I get it. I don't want to leave either. Well, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? 4 years ago, I was the one to leave. Now it's you. If anyone should be upset after all this time, it should be you and me. Hey, it didn't give us the option to see Yahiko or Masato. Only ladies. And yet, she lifts her eyes to the sky and tilts her head back, breathing deeply. After a moment, she seems to regain her composure. Have you told anyone else that you're leaving? I haven't had the chance. The parents are picking me up in a few hours. That soon? Yeah, unfortunately. She bites her lip, seemingly lost in thought. Yama, there's something I need to tell you before you go. What is it? She turns to face me, reaching out to hold my hands. I almost shrink back instinctively, but that would be kind of rude. Misaki was always very handsy. Thank you for never leaving me. But I am leaving. It's not what I meant. She sighs heavily. I know I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I used to drag you everywhere with me. You always ended up getting hurt, or in trouble, or both. And yet, you never hated me for it. She smiles wistfully, her grip tightening around my fingers. Thank you for always being there for me, Yama. That's why I love you. This sudden, nonchalant declaration leaves me speechless. Like, platonically? Misaki loves me. Since when did that happen? What's the matter? What about Rui? Oh, I love Rui too, of course. Wait, what? Is it so wrong of me to say that I love you guys? You mean you weren't... I wasn't what? Is she playing dumb again like she did when we first reunited and she pretended she didn't remember me? She looks genuinely confused until a realization dawns on her. Oh, you thought I was confessing. I love you, Yama, but not in that way. I untangle myself from her grip in embarrassment. Then you, probably shouldn't be using the word love so casually, Miki. Shit. Now I'm starting to sound like Elizabeth. Ignoring my anguish, Misaki slaps me on the back, a smug grin plastered on her face. You thought I was confessing, and the first person you think about is Rui. I thought you said you didn't have feelings for her. Well, you see, stumbled over my words like an idiot. Why did I think of Rui? Sure, I know she likes me. Is that why my intrinsic response is to reject anyone else? Honestly, I don't know. You are going to see her before you leave, aren't you? Huh? Oh, yeah, she's the one who told me to visit her, actually. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess to me. Don't tell me you're getting cold feet. Well... Again. Misaki suddenly steps forward, gripping me by the collar. What are you... You have to see her, Yama. You can't just ignore the situation anymore. I know that you're scared. I know that you don't want to lose her. But just imagine how Rui must be feeling right now. She's probably just as afraid as you are. But if things don't work out, do you honestly believe you'll ever grow apart? After everything you've gone through together? I've known you both for a long time now, and there's no denying that you care for each other, even if it isn't in the romantic sense. So go talk to her, Yama. She needs you right now. Seemingly done with her scolding, Misaki releases me. She's right. She's completely right. I never really considered how hard it must have been for Rui to decide to confess to me. The least I could do is take her words to heart. We're still only assuming that that's what she's calling us there for. Okay. Good. Now that that's settled, I have a favor to ask of you. What might that be? Promise me you'll use Twitter more often. It's a very tame request coming from Misaki. Alright, I promise. Cross your heart and die? Isn't it cross your heart or hope to die? Probably. I was never good with idioms. I chuckle at that. Alright. But I still won't know what to tweet about. Like I told you before, it could be anything. So, I could post a picture I took of you picking the school lock. Hahaha, you didn't. Oh, what's wrong? Afraid it would tarnish your online image as the cool, polished trendsetter? I thought we were partners in crime, Yama, not backstabbers. Help those who help themselves, right? Or I might have a better idea. Which is, you make yourself popular on Twitter, and we establish influential connections. Then, with our combined leverage, we'll take over the world. My own, my love, my precious. What? Precisely. I don't get it. This girl scares me sometimes. And yet, why do I feel honored? In some twisted way, I guess it's because she regards me as an equal. Come to think of it, that was the case even when we were younger. To Misaki, I was never this troubled or weird kid. I was just a friend. Someone who she wanted to have adventures with. Someone who she wanted to experience life with. I guess that I'd always appreciated that. Even if world domination is a bit of an extreme case. Say, Miki? Yes? I gotta go soon, so could you tell the others that why I had to move away? Sure thing. She could have asked me why I didn't want to tell them myself. She could have asked me why I couldn't just text them on my own. She simply accepted. She simply trusted me. Thanks. I turn away, but her hand touches my arm. Yama, see you later. I swallow, my throat suddenly feeling heavy. You too, Miki. And with that, I walk away, heading to the train station. Every step feels surreal. I'm walking through light, or water, or some half-formed dream. A distant part of my mind whispering, moving? It can't be real. This can't be real. Earlier this year, the thought of leaving Isamu would have been unimaginable. I had nowhere else to go. Even now, I don't really have anywhere to go. Well, either way, I need to meet with Rui before my parents arrive. Alright, so save here. Final one of these. And really quick, just out of curiosity, pretty sure I saved it like most of the choices I had. Man, you bitch. So yeah, it was here. So real quick, what if I say no? Okay. So wait, this is still different. Jeez. Fucking plow. Guess that's enough morbid thinking for the day. Okay. So that wasn't that much different. I was waiting until skip became an option again. Alright, so now what I actually came back to do. Let's see if we can do an actual kiss. Wait, it should stop me at the choice. It ought to. Alright, so this is the commercial. An idea. Okay, so for some reason I thought there was another choice there. Okay. Back to the lab again. Up there goes gravity. Okay. Next. Akira. At a time like this, spending time with a positive spirit sounds like heaven. Please don't just jolt into the music. God damn it! I knew it was gonna happen, it still got me. Hey, if it isn't the Daimyo himself. The what? Daimyo? The what now? You know, Daimyo, feudal lord. Cool, so I've been a general, an admiral, a lieutenant, a coach, possibly a chief at some point. Now I'm a feudal lord. What, did you run out of modern military terms? Oh no, it's just that saying Daimyo Yama 10 times fast is a really good way to practice your enunciation. Daimyo Yama, Daimyo Yama, Daimyo Yama. And as my grandma used to say, enunciation is the better part of valor. My valor. Daimyo Yama, Daimyo Yama, Daio Mama, Dameo Yaya. Can't help but laugh at her sheer ridiculousness. Yeah, I guess this is what I need. Hey Akira, are you free right now? Free as a bird and a voting woman of society. Aren't you a minor? Oh, right. Then only free as a bird. Think we can meet up? I think, therefore I am. Take that as a yes. How does the courtyards... Right, school's closed. Well, KFC's not exactly the nicest environment, and even the cafe's not the best for private conversation. Is there anywhere else? Oh yeah, the river. Oh yeah. Oh yes, good old George. I've been meaning to check on him for a while. George. I'll take your word for it. See you in a few, Daimyo Yama. And you, Samurakira. Samurakira. She giggles lightly before cutting the call. Right, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in the apartment, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. The day is beautiful and bright. It said this already. Within minutes, I spot the familiar bobbing of a blonde head around the corner. A fair afternoon to you, Daimyo Yama. Good morrow, Samurakira. Akira stops before the bench with a dramatic flourish of her arm. Might I ask, me lord, what hailed such urgency? You can sit down, you know. Despite my words, she remains standing at a distance, almost as if I'm carrying some contagious disease. I am but a humble servant, Daimoyama. To sit next to a lord of your rank would be preposterous. So it would, if we were actually in medieval Japan, but we're not. On the contrary, our positions within the space-time continuum is all but relative, limited solely by human constructs. And within those constructs, we're not in medieval Japan. Poop. You're about as much fun as watching grass grow on an assembly line, Daimoyama. Daimyo. Yeah, I'm told I'm the life of the party. The distance suddenly brings to mind yesterday's conversation with Rui. I clear my throat, fixing my eyes on the churning river. So, I'm moving. Oh, where to? I hear that North High has some tragically stupid students, with a great view of the ocean. And also that Hikarizaka High is really sweet at first, but eventually tears you apart with utter misery and despair. And apparently, Afterlife High is really out of this world. What are you talking about? Well, you know, lots of people are pretty mad about the academy closing. It happened so close to the university entrance exams. I'm not moving to another school, Akira. I'm moving out of Isamu. I'm not sure what I was expecting from Akira. Maybe a laugh, maybe an exaggerated jump, or some kind of pun or joke. Whatever I was expecting, it certainly wasn't complete silence with an unnervingly blank expression. A long moment passes, and Akira is still sitting on her side of the bench, hands pressed into her knees. She doesn't move, she doesn't say a word. Concerned, I reach over to shake her shoulder. Akira, something... And suddenly, she brings up her arm, pushing my hand to the side. She stands, still blank-faced. You're moving away? Yeah, back to my hometown. Seto? 3 hours away? Yeah. How did you... Oh, right, Rui. I see. The moment stretches thin between us. I feel like silence is being forcibly shoved down my throat. Akira? Of course you're moving away. Bewildered, I only stare like some useless idiot as Akira's shoulders begin to shake. Daimyo Yama, whatever shall we do? You haven't confessed your true love yet. Her trembling words belie her plastered smile. It's jarring to see the impenetrable Akira buffeted like a leaf in the wind. Why? Why would she be so upset? I'm moving 3 hours away. I'm not dying. Oh, Daimyo Yama. Don't you know that moving away before confessing your feelings is a bad idea? I don't want to worry about feelings. Rui and I are good friends right now, and I think that's all I need to be concerned with. But if you realize something later, you might never get closure. The internet exists. I'm sure I'll live. My words are harshly blunt. I'm not trying to hurt Akira, I just don't know what to say. I'm sorry, are you okay? Is something wrong? They all seem awkward, trite. She appears genuinely distraught, and unlike with Rui, I have no clue what to do. So all I can do is be honest. That's all that's left. Surprisingly, Akira matches me. She straightens, her eyes flaring with determination. No. Oh? You're supposed to see Rui today, aren't you? Oh, about that. So, while you're here, hear her out, and then give a good response. Hear me, Daimyo Yama? Both of you need to be happy. Look, Akira, here's the thing. No! She screams this loud and firm. You can hear echoes of her voice bouncing along the edge of the path. I only stare in shock. What? I'm not listening to what you have to say, Daimyo Yama. There's no way you would. Rui Hayata's your one true love. Only Rui. Can you stop saying that? I'm telling you, don't. Don't say you have another girl in your heart. Don't say that she's... Akira trails off, her cheeks flaring a bright red. What has possessed her today? Look, can you just let me explain myself? Daimyo Yama? Let me try to understand what you're currently thinking. Pretty sure I could do that myself if you, let me talk. No, I can't let you speak. I feel a little flare of irritation, but I shut my mouth. Even though I don't understand why Akira's acting this way, she cares deeply for Rui. She probably has a good reason. I bet that you don't really know how you feel towards Rui. You're probably scared, right? Scared that you can't return her love? And if your relationship changes, well, you might end up losing everything. So instead, you pretend like nothing's happening. Like you don't have any feelings. Because you just want to keep the status quo. Or maybe you don't have feelings, but you know that you could have them. They just need some encouragement. And you're not giving them that encouragement. Isn't it because you're scared? Isn't it because you kind of wonder if Rui really does like you? Or if she just thinks she does because the two of you happen to spend a lot of time together? Just like you? Every word she says hits the nail on the head. I stare wordlessly at her. Please, Daimyo Yama, go to her. Even if you don't know what to do, just listen to her. I know. I tried. You can try if you want, but I think it I think it's like a call-in situation. Yeah, I mean, it says it's on, it just doesn't have internet. Yeah. And you still don't have TV, right? Yeah, try calling them. Yeah, so that big crazy snowstorm, nor'easter we had, killed our internet and cable. Sorry for the interruption. In this tender moment. Even if you don't know what to do, just listen to her. Don't worry about what to say. I think that if the two of you talk about it honestly, and if you really, really try to understand, everything will work out. Just be honest, okay? Okay. To be honest, I still don't get this girl. But I want to honor her conviction. After all, she's Rui's other best friend. This conversation will likely affect her just as much as it affects me. I guess I should stop being a coward, huh, Daimyoyama? What? To be honest, I also have something to say. I'm listening. She shuffles for a moment, lacing her fingers behind her back. I kinda hope she doesn't break into a joke. You see, she pauses, her grip tightens. The thing is, another pause. She takes a deep breath. I've always, and yet another pause. Suddenly, she flings her arms outward, pointing a finger just millimeters away from my nose. Wanted to be a baker, because it makes me happy. So, Daimyoyama, are you happy? She does. Baking makes you happy. Oh, that's irrelevant. Just answer. Are you happy? Sure, I guess. No. I must know without a doubt that you're overflowing with happiness like a psychedelic volcano on a caffeine high. It's the only way that I can get. So she has feelings for me or Rui also. And she kinda needs to know that we're gonna be an item and we're gonna be happy together so that she can dismiss it as a possibility for her to be with whichever of us it is. Like she wants that chance to be eliminated so that she can have closure. Well, are you happy? Am I happy? I'm the closest I've ever been, that's for sure. But moving away means that I'll be alone. I won't even be able to hang out with Rui. For now I am. Then, as long as you stay that way. She abruptly straightens and brushes her skirt. I think I should leave now, Daimyoyama. You've got places to be. A specific place in particular. I'm not sure why, but although nothing has changed, she looks broken. I feel a tickle of guilt in the pit of my stomach. Hey, Akira, is everything just dandy, Daimyoyama? See ya! Wait. She halts in her steps. her expression frozen on her face. Sorry to ask this, but I'm leaving right after I visit Rui, so could you tell everyone else about why I moved? And what would that reason be? Oh yeah, we didn't tell her this part. My parents aren't too happy about the whole serial killer deal. Ah, well that definitely makes sense. Leave it to me, Daimyo Yama. I won't even ask why you won't text them yourself. Technically, you just did, kind of. Akira turns again, but suddenly swivels back, her lips flat against her face. Can you do me a favor, Daimyo Yama? Probably. Don't contact me again, okay? Everything suddenly turned stone cold. Wait, what? I'll block your number if I have to. Goodbye, Daimyo Yama, and fare thee well. Without another word, she suddenly takes off, disappearing down the river path. What was that all about? Don't contact her again, out of the blue? Why not? Did I say something to offend her? Or maybe it was some kind of elaborate joke or reference. No. I get the feeling that she was serious. Maybe more serious than she's ever been. I just don't understand. Every time I get a little bit closer to uncovering that mind of hers, it feels like she only drifts farther and farther apart. Well, I guess moping about it won't do any good. I walk away, heading to the train station. The merry churning of the river fades in the distance. So, I guess she really did have a thing for us. Okay, so Bachelorette number 3. Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm making this choice, but here goes. Hello? God, her music didn't jolt me. Hi. An awkward silence descends between us. Without the hubbub of our other friends, the atmosphere feels, notedly uncomfortable. We don't even have the consolation of a barrier of hatred anymore. Well, what is it? What are you up to right now? Studying for the university entrance exams. School might have closed, but the tests have not been postponed. Studying. What? You're not? Oh. Yes, I see. Yeah, me and studying. I still haven't the foggiest notion of how you managed to pass class, much less pull partially decent grades. Damn it! I knew that would happen, but I did it anyway, because I'm dumb. Dashing good looks. Of that I severely doubt. Oh, love, you ever wound me. Don't. Never mind. Why are you calling? Despite her irritated front, I can tell there's a hint of concern. Might I spare a moment of your time, Miss Bennett? There's a brief pause before she responds. Whatever for, Mr. Darcy? perchance to tease me at your whim. I'm starting to wonder if it's a good idea to talk to her instead of someone else. No, I need to give her a chance. Merely to exchange a word, Miss Bennett. Request your presence at the... Oh wait, the entire school's closed. Don't exactly want to meet up at the cafe, especially since that's her workplace. Is there anywhere else where we could have a decent discussion? Oh, of course. Might we rendezvous at the river near the academy, Miss Bennett? It would be for but a moment. You do know what rendezvous implies, Mr. Darcy. A meeting. Yes, I am aware. That's not... Never mind. I shall see you there. Farewell, Miss Bennett. She cuts the call without another word. But I push away the creeping doubt. Which creeping doubt? Elizabeth's already seated on the bench, hand idly pulling at strands in her hair. She seems to be deep in thought. Deep in thought. Dick. Top of the morning, Your Majesty! Elizabeth jerks away, but to her credit, doesn't let out a sound. Oh, that was sudden. I sit next to her, feeling a little disappointed. What, have you gotten used to jump scares? I don't get your meaning. You didn't squeal. Instead of getting annoyed, she only glances away. So it seems. Well, what else would you expect, considering that... Never mind. Just tell me what you're here for. I want to crack another joke, but when I open my mouth, the truth spills out instead. I'm moving. Oh, that's unusual. I didn't think you would continue your studies. Wait, what? Aren't you moving schools since the academy is closed? I suppose that even if it is for a short time, you might learn something vitally important. The thought never crossed my mind. I'm not changing schools. I'm moving away from Isamo. Whether you stay in Isamo or not doesn't, strictly speaking, matter. So long as you're transferring... No. I'm not going to school. I'm moving back to my hometown because my parents want me to get out of here after the whole, serial killer business. The sudden burst of rage falls just as quickly as it rose. I sink into the bench, wearily pressing my fingers against my forehead. I'm sorry. No, I should have understood. You don't want to move, I presume? Why would I? Because your parents do have a point. You did nearly die. So I'd run away because I was scared. Well, it wouldn't exactly be inconsistent with your character. In the past, you tended to run away from your problems. I open my mouth to spew a comeback, but something gives me pause. She's not saying this in a malicious manner. She's just being blunt and speaking her mind. It's actually refreshing. I don't need to second guess what she's thinking. Yeah, I guess I've run away a lot. But if you think about it, I've only run when there's someplace better to run to. I've got a pretty good life here. Been here for 4 years? I don't have anything to gain by going back home. And Isamu is also boasted to be the most prosperous town in Japan. Exactly. No reason for me to leave. I'm glad you can adopt such a clinical view. Can I say I'm an optimist? Elizabeth twitches her lip, pausing for a moment. And yet, it seems that there may be a reason to leave Isamu. The media? Amongst other things. Ryota's cover-up? Amongst other things. How many of these other things are going on exactly? A whole bloody lot, apparently. Truly, your language is dainty, Miss Bennett. Stop it! Is yours as primitive as ever, Mr. Darcy? Talking to Elizabeth without a sense of pure loathing is an incredibly surreal feeling. So, have you anything else to say, besides announcing the sudden move? Like what? Oh, I don't know. But we are by a river, no one else around. A few weeks after your recovery from a life-threatening ordeal, sitting on a bench together. What, do you think I'm gonna push you in the river? Blimey, you're about as dense as a block of metal. Or maybe I just don't want to think about what you're implying. I think you're reading too many books, Lizzie. You're getting a little paranoid, no? Oh, shut up. Well, aren't you feisty? Care for a spot of tea? If only to douse you with. There's something comfortingly familiar about the verbal abuse. This time, when we pause, it doesn't feel strained. Don't worry about that kind of stuff, by the way. I already get enough matchmaking when it comes to Rui. Alright. I assume you're going to visit her today. I'm supposed to, I guess. What's that supposed to mean? Should I tell her? Elizabeth, of all people? A few months ago, I wouldn't have. I would have expected her to mock me or insult me, maybe even hit me. Then again, today is different. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess to me. So you're thinking of running away? Surprisingly, though her words are blunt, there's not a fleck of hostility in her voice. And when you put it that way, I know that many people believe the two of you should date. Does that, in a way, only make you more repulsed by the idea? She's taking me seriously. I should be surprised, but I find that I'm not. Man, her hair is awesome. It's like long, and then it's also angular. I'm not exactly repulsed. I just don't really know how I feel towards Rui, I guess. I see. It wouldn't be fair to her if we started dating when I don't even know how I feel. That makes sense. I'm proud. You're being very mindful of the situation. I snorted this until I realized she's not joking. Wait, for real? I'm just saying. That's what used to bug me the most. You never took anything seriously. Even so. Well, from my perspective, it seems like you care about Rui very much. You probably just don't want to hurt her, correct? Yeah. I've read several novels about childhood friends. Sometimes they wonder whether they really like each other, or whether their feelings are just natural reactions to spending so much time together. Yeah, that's exactly it, actually. She's really special, but do you wonder that about Rui? If she's simply mistaking her friendship for feelings? I never thought about it consciously, but I think she's right. Quite observant, Miss Bennett. A natural consequence of being well-read, Mr. Darcy. There's a small pause. Elizabeth takes a quiet breath. I think you should see it today. Nothing good will come from holding all of this in. In my opinion, the two of you just need to have a proper talk. Like we did. About drastically different things, I would hope. I chuckle. It's genuine. Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth turns back to the water, contemplative. Are you coming back? I'd like to, I guess. But are you coming back? Probably not. She coughs lightly. I glance at my phone. Time to meet Rui. Mind telling the others why I'm moving? I gotta go. Already? Yeah, my parents are coming soon. Should I ask why you'd rather not tell them yourself? There is such a thing as text messaging and email, you know. Wait, can you ask? Of course. Should you? Preferably not. Why not? Because, you know, I have this feeling that you're trying to be this noble idiot who distances everyone and tries to save the world on his own. The insight is sudden but keen. I find myself remembering Natsuki's visit. I've told myself that I only really have time to visit one person, but it's not exactly like communicating with people is hard. So then, why do I feel so reluctant? It's a very plausible answer that I haven't thought of it until now. Subconsciously, I still believe that getting people involved will just hurt them. If Natsuki's little drop-in wasn't an indicator of that, I don't know what was. Please. You know me. The only skin I'd try to save would be mine. We both know that's utter rubbish, Yama. I only stand with my best attempt at a disarming smile. Take care, Lizzie. And you. Talking to Elizabeth was unusually comfortable, relatively speaking. Sure, we weren't exactly chatting it up like best friends, but given the circumstances, I'm just surprised that we can hold a decent conversation. I wonder if we have a lot more in common than I originally thought. The journey to the train station certainly feels jarring in more way than one. Every step feels surreal. Okay. So, only one last person. Peaches McGillicuddy. Well, I've never actually used this number since I got it at the amusement park. but now's as good a time as any. Yay! Huh. The dial tone suddenly stops. Did the call disconnect? Does she not say hello when she answers the phone? 'Cause it's still a live call. Hello? Yama. Or maybe I just picked up the phone and didn't say anything. Sorry, this is kind of sudden, but do you have a few moments to spare? Yes. Can we meet up for a second? That's not very much time. I mean, can we meet up for maybe half an hour? Oh, where? I can come to the temporary housing. Yes. Wait, on second thought, might not be wise if there's still students all over the place. Students who still hate Ari's guts. Well, they shouldn't now that they know who the... Oh, wait. They thought she was cursed. So... How about... Nope. Stupid river. Yes. Can you meet me there? Yes. See you in a few minutes. I'm hanging up. Right. Time to head to the river. Presently, I notice Ari coming down the path, a peach held securely in her hands. She sits beside me, staring emptily at the river as she bites into her snack. Morning. It's afternoon. Afternoon, then. Yes, it is. Moment of silence passes. Eventually, I decide to just spill my news out. I'm leaving, but you just got here. I laughed because I said it before I read it. I predicted it. I was right. I mean, I'm leaving Isamu. I'm moving back to my hometown. Moving? Yeah, basically my parents don't think that it's safe for me to be here, so they want me to come back. Why? Well, you know, the whole serial killer thing. They weren't too happy to hear about it. Ari's expression doesn't budge, but her peach lies forgotten in her hand. You don't want to go back. No, I don't. I feel like after years of stumbling around in the dark, I finally found something that I'm supposed to do. And now what? I have to move away? All the heroes have to, for the training montage. I love Ari. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm not a hero. The only reason I even came to Isamu is because Rui's family had to move here. What do you mean? We all used to live in Seto, a suburb 3 hours away. Don't know if you know it. That's where Misaki, Rui, and I grew up. But Rui's dad got a job here, so they moved. Your family moved here too? No, they sent me to the academy where Rui was transferring. Why? The question sticks in my mind and I can't find the words to answer it myself. Why? Because I was mentally unstable. Because my parents didn't want to deal with me anymore. At least that's what I'd always thought. But now, I guess they thought that I wouldn't do well without Rui. You are very close. Yeah, inseparable. She is the classic patient. Oh, she is the classic patient childhood love interest. I can't stop the sigh of exasperation that spills out of my lips. Not this again. It's just she wants to meet up today to tell me something. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess. Confess? Yeah, confess her love, I guess. Wow, that's weird to say aloud. That is weird. I know, I just said that. No. The patient childhood love interest is acting outside of parameters. That is what is weird. Sorry? Ari tilts her head quietly, a thoughtful look in her eyes. She is not supposed to confess. She must hold in her feelings forever. She must never bring it up. What defines her is her unrequited love. Wait. Did you set any flags which would change her behavior? That's a very odd explanation, but Ari is being very earnest. Maybe this is her way of trying to help me? I took her to the cemetery. I expect Ari to be horrified by this, but she only nods in understanding. Who are you visiting? Interesting. I guess that taking events at face value has its advantages. It's kind of a long story, I guess, but seems like it helped her feel special, somehow. I see. She slinks back into the bench, staring aimlessly at the river. For a second, I think her mind has drifted away. Until she suddenly snaps into attention, eyes narrowed in determination. You must meet her today, at all costs. What? Why? I shall guess what you are currently thinking. You are not certain of your feelings. You believe that you cannot reflect Rui's love for you. You believe that changing your current relationship will only result in difficulties and an eventual shattering of your friendship. You believe that you're selfish for wanting to maintain that current state of affairs. But neither do you wish to hurt Rui. In fact, a part of you wonders whether Rui's feelings for you are genuine, or simply a natural reaction to spending a large amount of time together. Because those feelings are what you hold. Well, yeah, actually, she's exactly right. That's kind of terrifying. So, what do you think I should do? Peach! Alright, you said I should meet her today at all costs. But, what should I say? How should I respond? Be honest. Whatever is truest. I was close. What exactly does that mean? Do not speak like someone else. You're not LaRouge Lamprey. You're not Susumu Kuramuchi. You're Yama. Just Yama. So you must speak with her today. So basically she's telling me to just be myself. It's vague, but pretty comforting, surprisingly. Okay. Thanks, Ari. Peach. Ari suddenly resumes munching at her peach, her eyes drifting far to the river. When you come back, you must fight. Fight what? Rui? Crime? The media? For the truth? Either way, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not coming back. Not permanently. Ari's peach stops an inch before her lips. Not coming back? I doubt my parents will let me come back alone. And it's not like they can just leave the restaurant, either. You know, I forget throughout most of the story that they're like in high school, that they're still kids living essentially with their parents, except that they're like, I guess this would be like a boarding school situation. Ari trails off at this, looking unusually disheartened. She'll miss you. I see. This abrupt display of emotion kindles guilt inside of me. I promptly search for something that will ease her mind. But I'm gonna visit, and, there's email and text messaging and phone calls. Ari says nothing. I can't even begin to guess what's going on in her mind. Maybe in some way she'll miss me? It's an unusual thought. All I've done the past 2 weeks is tease her and get her in trouble. What are you talking about? You haven't teased her. Why does that sentence seem like it doesn't belong and it's just fucking wrong? Like, you were in the hospital for 3 months. You finally got out of the hospital. And the day you got out, you went and spent a night with all of your friends. You went home that same night. And found Natsuki, got the cryptic ass warning, and then woke up in the morning. Dad called, said they're coming to get us, we have to leave, and now we're here talking to her. So we've been out of the hospital for maybe 24 hours. So how have I been teasing her and getting her into trouble for the past 2 weeks? Either way, I'm glad that she's now part of our friend group. If the RP yesterday was anything to go by, Rui will make sure that she's no longer isolated. Rui's always been really good at that. Yama. If you're leaving, make sure to have a training montage. Although her tone is somber, I get the sudden urge to ruffle her hair. I settle for a smile. But there's no nearby obscure villages in the mountains. Climbing mountains is also good training. Me? Yeah, no. The tiniest smile pulls at Ari's lips. She resumes eating her peach. It's odd. I feel like I barely know her, and yet the silence between us is calm, comfortable. Can you tell the others, why I'm moving and such? Yes. She doesn't ask why I don't just text or email to myself. She only accepts. A sign of trust. I smile again, absorbing the peaceful moment as best I can. Then I stand. I was kind of hoping we were going to get, an explanation about what the peaches are about. Bye, Ari. Goodbye. Oh. I walk away, heading to the train station. Ari stays on the bench, munching quietly at her peach. Every step feels surreal. I'm walking through light or water. Oh. Okay, so we got to see all four of them. And it does not appear that we got an achievement for it. Oh well. Right. Aboard the subway to Rui's house, gripping the pen in my pocket as the tunnel lights glare past the windows. Just go there, just talk with her, just hear her out. I'd like nothing more than to bolt. But this is a time to man up and face the problem head on. Everything will be fine. Probably. Oh, crack. My arrival in District 2 is quiet and unhurried. Both the station and the roads are practically empty. Despite its close distance to the heart of the city, the district takes on some definite suburban qualities. Plants are definitely more plentiful here than in any other district, save for the boundary by the Isamu forest. As I jump to the nearest cab, I catch a glimpse of the towering cluster of research buildings that line the roads. God damn it. Fucking... They're the closest thing to skyscrapers in this district. Most of them proudly bear the insignia of Way Forward Pharmaceuticals. Well, I guess District 2 is known as the medical district for a reason. Hospitals, retirement homes, top-tier specialized treatment centers. District 2 would have it all. I've experienced it myself, far more than I would like. I dismiss my thoughts as the taxi rolls its way to the quieter side of the district and pulls to a stop at the entrance of a suburban neighborhood. A quick payment later, I'm striding to a familiar picket fence house on the corner of the street, surveying the sign hung cheerily on the door. Home is where the heart is, and the heart is where the Hayatas are. Cute. I'd always thought of that phrase as stupidly cheesy when I was a kid, but once you grow up a little, I guess you start appreciating stupidly cheesy things. I stand before the house for a moment, breathing quietly through my nose. This is it. Point of no return, isn't that what they call it? Moment where it's no longer possible to have 1 foot in water and 1 foot on land, where the fence is too high to straddle and too thin to balance on. Yes or no, black or white, A or B, 1 or 0. It's time for me to make a decision, whatever that decision means. I raise one hand to knock to the door. Pause. One hand. How many lives have been ended with one hand? What the hell? Roman gladiators looking to audiences, searching for the telltale direction of their thumbs. Execution orders from monarchs all over the world, given with a snap of the fingers or a raise of the arm. Anyone with a semi-automatic in their hand, able to end a destiny with a twitch of their index finger. Yeah, this isn't good. My mind wandering again. I tell myself that the situation isn't even that bad. That really I just need to focus. Now's not the time to lose my head. I raise my hand again and knock firmly on the door. But it gives way beneath my knuckles, creaking open in the silence. Maybe she left it open for me. Oh no! Is she fucking kidnapped again? But then the smell hits. Oh god, I'm gonna cut it here and then start the next one. Jesus. I hope it's like cookies that he's smelling, or just if I'm, I don't know. I gotta find out. Peace.